Okay, welcome everybody back to the channel for another video. This is Q50 Beast. We're in Forza Motorsport. We're in a live event. This is an E-Class race. I didn't even get a chance to tune the car. The event started like 10 minutes before it should have. So here we are. We're in a 288 PI car. This is Chevy Montecarlo running against 300 PI, up to 300 PI cars. So let's see what we can do. We didn't even qualify for the race. We're supposed to have 10 minutes left to get in the race, but here we are. We're here at Homestead on an 11-lap race, and we're off to the races here. I don't even know what place we started in because I got just got the live stream up, but that's the excitement of this type of stuff. So let's see what we can do in the old Chevy Montecarlo. I believe it's an 86, has the 5-liter engine in it, and looks like we're picking up some ground on some people. As we're here live, I didn't even get the title or the thumbnail or anything. It looks like we got carnage in front of us, and we're gonna dodge that one. Hopefully we don't get anything for off the track.
Total time penalty is about half a second.
0.1 second penalty for going off the track because that car went off the track. But either way, let's see what we can do. Looks like we got a much larger engine than the other cars. So let's see what we got. I know we're not as aerodynamic as the rest. We're going to try to follow this guy and go ahead and get past him. Looks like we're getting some bumper cars on our rear left quarter panel, and he's playing bumper cars with me as the Miata gets past us. Oh man, this is exciting. We're going to try to get him to draft here, running 119 miles per hour. Eddie Montecarlo. He doesn't want me to get in the draft, but we're going to get in this draft, and we're going to work with this guy to see if we can catch up to the front. So I'll give him a little touch and see what we can do. Let's go ahead and catch up. I'm not going to get into him on the corners because I don't want him to spin out on myself. Let's see if we come underneath him. Looks like he wanted to come down. Kind of weird. Let's see what kind of power. We get a warning for that. That's very, very weird. We get a warning, but it looks like we're catching up to the lead pack. Oh man, very, very exciting. Sorry, I know the title says Forza Horizon 5 because that's the last live event we've done. But right now we're in Forza Motorsport. We are running 10th place. I think we started like 15th or something. I can't remember. We had to go back and watch the video and see. Looks like we got some cars spinning out. The Miata's coming underneath us. We're still in 10th place, but we know we got the motor advantage over him. And we're in 9th place now. We'll go ahead and get into this slipstream and get past him with the rubber band. Oh, man. Wow. That was not an 11-lap race. We finished P11. We started 15th. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. That was amazing to see the race start without us being ready. So let's see if we can work on the title now. That's the excitement here on Forza Motorsport. Very, very fun. It was supposed to have been a 10-lap or 11-lap race at Homestead. So let's see, we'll accept these things. We need to upgrade this car. You can get a 300 PI or a PP of 300. I think the car was sitting at 288, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen. It looks like we're gonna join the Homestead event again, and we're gonna get into our Monte Carlo. I should have tried to upgrade the car a little bit. Let's see how much time we have to be able to do that. See how much time we have. I'm trying to get the title going for this video and potentially get you guys a thumbnail and all of that stuff. So it looks like we've updated the title in the stream. We're here at Homestead. Okay, so practice ends in 13 minutes. I'm afraid to get out of the car. I'm afraid to get out of the race because I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time. I would like to upgrade the car, but I don't know if I have enough PI points anyway. So let's go ahead and try to qualify for the race. Go ahead and get a qualify attempt in and see what we can do with the Monte Carlo. I'm not sure where we're going to land. We got a big, heavy car. I believe it's an 86. I'm not sure. I had an 85 Monte Carlo. We were into the older cars when I coming up in my 20s. Very, very fun car. All right, so we're running a Fanatec DD Pro. It looks like we're in 4th gear here at Homestead, and we'll just stay in 4th gear and see if we can get us a clean lap here in the Monte Carlo. It appeared in the last race that we had a motor advantage over some of those smaller cars, and they were more aerodynamic. Sorry about the audio going out. But the Monte Carlo is a car that NASCAR used, and the shape of the car is perfectly set up for running these oval tracks. So we'll see. I know we're a lot more heavier than the other cars. I think we have a slipstream advantage as well with the Chevy Monte Carlo. So we'll see what we can do with the Monte Carlo. We got a 9.2 on that lap. Kind of talking, fixing the headphones, and trying to get things situated. Yeah, but what a cool event. Let's go ahead and get this thing dialed in. Again, we're running the Fanatec DD Pro is what we're running. And we're on the 5 meters here on the Xbox Series X. And you're live here with us on Forza Motorsport here at Homestead. It looks like we have a 3rd fastest time thus far. And we'll get into the real race. It's actually pretty cool that we had a little 2-lap race or whatever that was to prepare us for the race. I'm not sure what happened with that. It had to be a computer glitch. And I hope it all works out well for us here, because I really wanted to do this race live. I know I've seen Super GT run this race on the Gran Turismo 7, I believe, last week. So I was waiting for it to happen here in Forza Motorsport. If anyone can show me any way I can fix the steering radius, it looks like I'm turning the wheel a lot more than what I am. You'll see when I go into the corner.
1 remaining.
I'm trying to figure out what that is. So if anyone can help me, because I'm really not turning the wheel that far. That's pretty close where I am now, but once we go beyond that, it just goes out of whack. It goes out of whack. I'm not sure why the audio was breaking up. We'll go to the Xbox headphones so you know how that goes. The environment looks really, really good here. Looks like they're starting to work on the graphics a little bit. Still washed out when it is very sunny, but it does not look too bad in car here. And let's go show you the Monte Carlo that we were running. It's a beautiful Chevy Monte Carlo. Okay, so it looks like thus far we're P3, so we'll wait for the race. We got 10 minutes left. I'm not sure if they'll let us go out and update the car. I think because we've already qualified, we're stuck there. So what we'll do is we'll kind of look at the car and see what tune we have. Obviously, we're not going to run 42%. I would have ran faster if I had less fuel. We'll run with 14% because we're going to use some slipstream opposed to 15%. We don't need all of that. We probably can run 13 and be fine, maybe even 12. But we'll run the 14% fuel here. As you see, we got our works, and we have 16-inch regular tires up here, but we widened the tires on the car. We did a race transmission. We have, I believe, a race clutch and maybe a sport drive line, I believe. That's all the PI we had. We have a race air intake. And I think maybe a sport carburetor that we put on the car. I can't remember everything. There's 1 or 2 other things that we have here. No brakes, none of that. No weight reduction, any of that. We're just running, just basically essentially a bare car that you would have. And I think we have a sport exhaust. So typically what you would see with these cars is what we have here. Let me try to go into, not gonna go to practice. We'll sit here. Let's see if we can get a thumbnail out for this. Not sure how that's gonna work out because we're in the video now, so we will see, but we're gonna try to get this together for you all. Get you something good here. Don't have a picture of the Monte Carlo. You may not be able to get the thumbnail now. You have to check back later. If you're seeing the video later on, it will be what it needs to be. Let's go ahead and change the playlist and get this thing situated. Thank you all for being here. been away for a while, trying to, you know, taking a break pretty much. Playing some other things. Been playing Halo. Been playing some PlayStation 5. Even World of Warships, the Legends. Been doing some of that. Playing some Forza Horizon 5. Got some street racing in there. Didn't do any videos. Pretty much have all those cars. I need to do this week's festival playlist on Forza Horizon. We'll probably tackle that tomorrow, maybe, as the car phases through us. So you see these little teeny cars that we have. These little small cars that we have. Kind of puts us at a weight disadvantage, tremendous weight disadvantage. But that's okay. I think we have the aerodynamics set for these types of tracks, and I think we have the motor advantage. We got a 5-liter, a 305 Chevy engine in here. Pretty good, strong engine. They use this engine in the Camaro. Montecarlo, it was in pickup trucks that they had during those time periods. So this was their flagship engine that they used for many years, and the Corvettes and those larger Trans Ams and Firebirds used those. What became the LS engines. I think they had 5.3s and 5.7s, 6 liters, 6.1s, and 6.2s, and those types of things. But this was that flagship for a long, very long time, and a pretty cool car. Like I said earlier, I had a 1985 Chevy Montecarlo, maybe about 13 years ago, I think. We were into the older cars, and it was a pretty cool car. I love the styling of it. The interior fit the 80s, but the exterior of the car just looked really good. And it's a Chevy's last muscle car before they bought them back. So this was their last muscle car for years, is what it was. So let's go to practice again. Let's try to get another lap or two in, just to see if we can kind of fine-tune some of the way the car performs and those types of things. Trying to set some things up here. Okay, let me grab the controller. The wheel. Definitely didn't have the wheel going. So we'll downshift this thing and see how it's going to take off as well. Make sure we got the tuning correct on the on our takeoff. We don't have a lot of power here. It's the bone stock 305 is what we're running. But our shift points are a lot quicker. We got the race clutch in here, the race drive line, or maybe the sport drive line, I'm not sure. But our shifts are much quicker, and we're able to get to the power that we have. I think we have about 220 some horsepower, I believe, at this point, with the air intake and the sport exhaust.
5 minutes till race start.
We got 5 minutes till the race start. So I think once we get out of this corner, we can get it into 4th gear, and this thing will hold 4th gear for the race. So we will see. Go ahead and get that thing in 4th gear, and we'll try to run it. We'll try to hold this thing 119, 125 miles per hour, somewhere in there. And I believe if we hold that, we should be fine for this race. The car handles pretty well. We got the wide tires. I know we're all the way wide in the front. I think we got 315s in the rear, maybe 325s. I'm not sure, but we're pretty much all the way wide with the stock tire. I would love to get a sport tire on this car, but right now we don't have the power that requires a sport tire. But once we get this car up and running the way it should, we'll upgrade the tires. Again, we're on the race suspension, got them tuned for race, so it's not tuned for drag, it's tuned to go around the track. That's what we have. And again, we're running with Fanatec DD Pro with the McLaren GT3 V2 wheel rim. That's what we're running. 5 Newton meters here on the Xbox Series X. We're running this thing in 4K, but I know you are seeing it in 1080p as we're doing a live stream. And we're only 3 minutes and 36 seconds away from our race as we're leveling up the car. I believe the car is rated at 288 PI, and you can run up to 300. So we give ourselves a little bit of disadvantage there because most of the cars will be running right at the 300 PI range. So we'll see if our driving skill and our car can help us through it. Again, already the strategy will be to slipstream as much as we can and kind of use that bungee cord or that rubber band effect to get around the cars and get onto the streets. Because once we get this car speed and get up into the 4th gear, we're pretty fine. As you see, we're we'll run at 122. I think we can get up to 125 on the straight if we run a good line. We'll test that here as we went into that corner at 124. Let's see if we can get this thing up to 125. Coming out of it at 119, and we'll straighten out at 120. We'll see if we can pick up that 5 mile per hour. We're full all the way down to the floor, pedal to the metal, and it looks like we're going to be running the 124s as our top speed going into the corner. But we can hold this thing wide open the entire time. We're gonna play the fuel very, very tight. We're gonna go 1% lower than the max laps that we have, and we're gonna use that slipstream to try to save some fuel and do our thing. Right now we're in practice. 1 minute 55 seconds left until we race. We had qualified 3rd before we got out of it, but I'm not sure where we are now. Maybe 8th. And forgive me as my audio went completely out right there. I was saying we had qualified 3rd at the time. I'm wondering if we're in 8th place now, which will be fine, I think. As long as we can stay in the top 10 on the start, I think we'll be fine and we can make our way to the front of the pack. According to what we saw in the last race, because it looked like we were making up a lot of ground on the front runners, even running somewhat outside of the slipstream, we were still able to make up some time. So just got to find the right line here. This is a very simple race, but could be a very technical race at the same time, because your lines have to be perfect. You have to have the right scenarios and the right cars to work with. We got 11 laps, so we got a little bit of time to kind of jockey for some position and those types of things, and see what we got. So we're getting very, very close. 22 seconds. Thank you for still being here if you are, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this video as we have an exciting race that is set to start in less than 10 seconds. Less than 10 seconds, so stay with us. We got to get through the intermission and it will be fine. We're not going to retune the car. I think we got this thing running the way it needs to run here at Homestead. Back to some of the conversation we had. We took a little break, but we're back. Look at that Montecarlo sitting up there at the 2nd place. It looks like we're going to be probably the 8th place, like we said, maybe even further. I didn't count the cars. We'll see, but I think we have 19 cars here. Yep, 19 cars, and let's see where we're starting. Is that us? Yep. Okay, so we'll start 11th place here. 11th place. It's pretty cool. So we're going to put these works to work. I mean, it's a beautiful car, man. It's a beautiful car. It's a long and big and heavy car, but it's a beautiful Chevy car. It's just very, very nice. Let's go ahead and check our fuel. We got time. Okay, so we'll stay with the 14%. We'll stay at the lowest part. You saw we got the stock tires there, but we're wide. So it looks like some weight reduction has been done to this Montecarlo ahead of us, but I doubt his wheels are going to help him here. It may help him on the top end, though, with those taller tires, but I'm sure his takeoff is a little bit slower unless he has a 300 PI car. So we're going to see right here as we get into this race here at Homestead on Forza Motorsport 2023 edition. Pretty cool game. We get a lot of rammers in this, but the online racing is still so fun. It's just very, very fun, and hopefully we can have a clean race here. Exciting race and challenging race, and everyone is working hard. So we got a lot of lightweight cars here, but I'm happy to see that the Montecarlo is sitting up front. We got another Montecarlo behind us, so we'll see if we can get that guy to work with us. The lighting looks great, and we're off to the races if we can get this thing moving. Oh man, thing's slow to get moving. So we had an 11th place start. So we already quickly fell to the rear of the pack, but that's fine. We'll let some things shake out. We'll get into that slingshot situation, and we'll do our thing. So we're running 16th out of 18 cars now. Looks like we're clear from the rear, and we're going to avoid this one, and we got one pass. Was going to go for a slip there, but it looks like we carried more speed in the corner because he got in that accident. So we'll get into 4th gear and try to get into that gearbox in the 4th gearbox and try to use the power that we have to get in front of these guys. So yes, we're running at a disadvantage. We're 288 car, running against mostly 300 cars, I'm sure. But we're going to see what we can do with this Chevy Monte Carlo here at Homestead. Already we're working on this car here. Probably going to be able to go underneath them. Not sure. See what kind of speed he takes in. Like to get cars with the same shape as you. And I believe the slipstream should work a little bit better for the cars that are running in their same shape. We'll run with this guy if we can. He dipped down on us. Alright, so we 11 laps. And we're just starting the 3rd lap, so we got to start making some moves here if we want a top 10 finish. That hideous start for us really hurt us. Couldn't get the Monte Carlo started. That's fine. We'll retune the gears, probably run 310 gears. We ran 222 gears here. I was looking for the top speed up top, but it really didn't make a difference, but I thought we'll be fine. But let's see what we got here with the 222 gear ratio. Looks like his suspension is crying for the car ahead of us as he goes around. It's a very light car, but he's surely dipping. Very soft suspension on that car. Got to get some slip work because we went low on the fuel. Remember, we're going to rely on that slipstream to kind of pull us through as we got a little quicker lap that time. See if we can make up some time on this guy. He's a little erratic in the corners, but we'll try to use his speed here to help pull us closer. Not sure why he's jerking. I'm only helping you, brother. It's like he loses a lot of speed in the holder on the corners, so we'll make that pass with the slingshot, and we'll try to get behind this car and try to pick up 1 or 2 more. Let's see if we can get a top 10 finish here, which would be successful for us, I believe. So he's probably going to try to do the same thing. So we'll try to get behind little blue here and see what we can get. So we've kind of pulled away from the holder behind us, so we'll see if we can run with these guys. He's going to go low. We're going to go with him. See what we got. Gotta keep this thing straight, and the slip is working for us because we're 3 miles per hour faster than what we usually run without running the slip. Kind of rose high a little bit mistakenly. Kind of lost a little bit of momentum there. Getting late in the race now, but it looks like we're catching up ever so slightly, but we need to hurry up and do so because we're running out of time for sure. It looks like our line is going to take us past him. Let's see if we can hold it. Can't feel him. I don't see any indicators there, so I'm not sure where he is, but I know he's dead on my right. But a spot's there. On safe spot. But with 8 laps and 11 total, I don't think we're going to be able to make that up because we've gotten out of the slip at this point.
3 remaining.
We'll try to get this thing in 4th gear and get into the gearbox and see what we got. Homeboard coming up high, pushing me up into the wall, kind of just threw everything off. We're running the low line. Hey, but that's a part of it. That's a part of it, and that's what makes it fun. Still running 12th. I think we started 11th, so, or I think we started 12th. You typically want to finish faster or better than what you started. So it looks like we're right where we took off from the start. Nevertheless, still pretty fun. That's a good challenge to kind of put a car that's probably at a disadvantage, especially with the 288 opposed to the 300s. Not really much, but if we can get some more speed on this car, I think it will be fine. So just running this race and going in and kind of using some of the car points that we've gained can get this thing back up to 300, and I would love to see this race again. Put the same car in the race and see what we got. So it looks like we got 1 more lap to go as far as fuel, and we're out of that slip, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. So here's some excitement that's about to take place, because we're not sure if we're going to be able to make it. We're going to find out, and we're going to keep this thing pedal to the metal.
1 more. Finish strong.
And see what we got. Looks like maybe one of the cars finished already. I'm not sure. We're coming through the final turn here. Let's see what the fuel does for us. Let's see if we have enough fuel. Hopefully we got enough momentum to at least coast past the finish line, but I think we got it. And we're gonna get the race finished up. And that's the race. Homestead, we finished it up. Safety superstar, huh? After ramming someone, I guess. So we lost 2 spots. We started 10th and we lost 2 spots. Quite sure we would have had the 11th spot at least. We're 293. I apologize. I was 288, 293. So still a little bit of upgrading to do. The Montecarlo finished 2nd up there, so we know that the car can perform here. We're just gonna have to get this thing situated and get it ready to go. Get that gearing fixed. I already know how to do that. We'll probably run 310 gears for that. And we can sure up that start, because that start is what it is, and once you get that speed up, you just keep going with it. But nevertheless, pretty fun race, 1.5 miles here at Homestead. And that's our beautiful Chevy Montecarlo in the off-white. We got the works up there, and here's the leaders. RTS Monty finishing 3rd, and Chevy King 863 2nd, and Lucky U22 finishing 1st, with those 2 weird looking, looks like British cars. I'm not sure what they are. But here is our Chevy Montecarlo. We earned $33,500. We're going to accept these parts. And I'm just glad that you guys were with us. Thank you for joining. This is Q50 Beast. You know what I'm going to say.